the track. He leaps at it. What a catch by Coco Chris. In the air to center field. That ball is gone. Fielder hits one up the middle. Drew in second attack. Second fires to first. Game over. The Oakland A's live to see another day.
The tailgating started early today in Oakland as the fans make their way in. As we welcome you in to O.co Coliseum in Oakland, California. The fans were loud last night. They're louder tonight. It's Game 4 of the American League Division Series between the Tigers and the A's.
Hi, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo with Buck Martinez. Jamie Maggio will join us in a bit. Last night, a huge victory for the Oakland Athletics. They did it with pitching. 11 strikeouts along the way, and it started with Brett Anderson.
Well, it sure did. Oftentimes, you'll see the starter set the tone for the ball game, and Brett Anderson got it going early. He got his slider over and strikes out the first two batters of the ball game, and that set the tone. 6 innings, he really shut down the A's and then turned it over to a very good bullpen. Ryan Cook and then Sean Doolittle in the 8th. He threw 12 fastballs and struck out the side. And then they go to their closer, the emotional Grant Balfour, with the support of the fans here. He gets the double play to end the ball game, and now they carry that momentum into this game tonight.
The Detroit Tigers have a 2-1 lead in this series. To end the series tonight, they're going to need more production from the middle of their lineup.
Well, they sure do need some production. Offensively, they haven't done much. The middle 3 hitters in their lineup, 3, 4, and 5, have 1 RBI. Delman Young drove in an RBI with a ground ball to first base in Game 1. The Tigers have had problems scoring on the road. They've scored 60 fewer runs on the road. This trio during the regular season drove in 321 runs. They have just 1. They've got to step up and have a few more at-bats with runners on base.
Another very good pitching matchup tonight. Max Scherzer for the Tigers, A.J. Griffin for the Oakland A's. Game 4 is next.
Ready for Game 4. The temperature tonight 58 degrees, so it's dropped down a little bit. 78% of the humidity factor and mostly cloudy for the rest of the night. As good weather conditions for Game 4 as we check in with Jamie Maggio.
All right, Don. Well, all 3 games in this series have been decided by 2 runs or less. And in each game, the home field is won. So just how valuable is home field advantage? Well, Tigers starter Max Scherzer said after last night's game that this is probably the most rowdy environment he's ever been in, and probably any ballpark he's ever been in. To give the fans here a lot of credit for being on their feet just like this from start to finish. Well, they also get on their feet for the Bernie dance. That's something, it's a song that plays when Coco Crisp comes to bat, and it's after the dead guy in Weekend at Bernie's, which is kind of weird, but hey guys, let's show them how it's done.
The Bernie dance, outstanding. Coco Crisp will have the Bernie dance going as he comes to bat in the bottom of the first, but the Tigers are coming up in the top of the first. Austin Jackson leads it off in center field with Quentin Berry in left field batting second. Miguel Cabrera, Triple Crown winner at third base with Prince Fielder at first base. She bats fourth. Gelman Young, the designated hitter. It's here of the order that needs to improve. Andy Dirks in right field with Johnny Peralta at shortstop batting seventh. Alex Avila joined the catching eighth. And Omar Infante at second base drops down to ninth. On the mound tonight for the Oakland A's is A.J. Griffin.
A.J. Griffin won his first 6 decisions this season. The only loss he had all year was to this Detroit Tiger team on the 18th of September. He's the 3rd rookie to start in this series. 15 starts during the regular season. Had a very good ERA. He's not a power pitcher by any means. He only had 64 strikeouts, but he held the opponents to a .236 average. A.J. Griffin will use his slow breaking ball to get ahead. He has the ability to throw it any time, but it's a very important pitch for him to get ahead with that curveball. Then he will establish the backdoor cutter. That's the left-handed batters to keep them off the inside fastball. So he's got a pretty good idea of what he needs to do, and he'll never try to muscle up on the fastball. He understands he's going to pitch between 88 and 92, and that's it.
Austin Jackson makes his way to the plate to get it started tonight for the Tigers. He came here to Oakland last night with a 2-0 lead in the series. Dropped the game last night. Really unable to do much offensively in all 3 games despite taking the 2-0 lead in Detroit. And they're trying to get their offense going tonight, and they'll try to do it against A.J. Griffin. To the top of the order, Austin Jackson just 2 for 12 so far in the series. A.J. Griffin ready to work. And the first pitch of game 4 is going to miss for ball 1, and we are underway. We showed you a little cooler here tonight at the Coliseum than it was last night. About 10 degrees cooler and more of a breeze. Jackson will send it out towards left center field. Cespedes and Crisp, and it'll be Crisp who makes the catch. Cespedes kind of veered off in front. And Coco called him off as a center fielder, and they handle out number 1.
Yeah, Cespedes took kind of an unusual route on that. As he goes in, it looks like he kind of lost it, and then you can see he pulls in front of Coco Crisp. They were very lucky to avoid a collision there, but Cespedes may have gotten fooled, and it's still not completely dark here, and I don't know if he really got a good read off the bat. You can see Chris looking up into the sky. There's some clouds above, and it's a tough background for the outfielders early on.
Twilight right now in Oakland. 1 down. Quentin Berry injected into the starting lineup tonight for the Tigers. Jim Leland talking about it before the game. Needs more of the guys on top on base as the big guys come to bat in the middle of this lineup. Berry 2 for 4 in the series as he takes a look at a strike. This first inning very important for A.J. Griffin after a couple of tough outings. For him to get off to a good start, very important for the A's.
Yeah, it sure is. He's pitched well in the first inning all year long. He had a 1.80 ERA in the first inning. So he needs to get off to a good start. We mentioned his breaking ball, the get-ahead curveball, is something we'll see throughout the course of this game. But his changeup, if he gets swings and misses with his changeup, that's a good sign that he's got his good game together.
Count evens at 2-2. Missed nearly all of August, suffering a strained right shoulder in his only August start. Struggled in the A's season finale against Texas, giving up 5 runs, 4 earned, and just 2 2/3. Two pitch. Berry gets a piece, stays alive.
A.J. Griffin left his start right here in this ballpark on August 4th against the Blue Jays. He pitched an inning and 2/3 and felt something in his shoulder he didn't like. He went on the DL and spent 3 weeks on the disabled list.
Berry jumps back and it misses down and in. And tonight, so we get another look at ball 3. Well, Griffin doing his best work with Derek Norris behind the plate at an ERA of 2.00 with Norris. And an ERA of 5.55 when Kataris was in behind the dish. So it is Norris who gets a nod again tonight. The young catcher has done such a great job with this young pitching staff for the Athletics.
Bob Melvin's really been pleased with the way Norris has come along during his first season here. Does a good job of understanding the game plan and sticking with it.
Good at bat turned in here by Quentin Berry. Fouls off yet another.
After that last pitch, Norris acknowledged with the head nod that A.J. Griffin had thrown the pitch where he wanted to.
9th pitch of the at bat coming up here for Quentin Berry. Berry will foul off yet another. And this at bat extends into double figures.
In his last start against the Texas Rangers, the final day of the regular season, he threw 26 pitches in the first inning and really struggled. He just went 2 2/3 that outing against Texas.
Grounder that's off the glove of Griffin, but to Drew who gets it there in time. Slowed it down a tad, but Drew with a nice play, 2 down.
The defense behind Griffin has really been spectacular. Last night they put on a show. Cespedes on the left made a diving catch on a line drive off the bat of Prince Fielder. Coco Crisp saved a home run off the bat of Prince Fielder. The infield played flawlessly all night long. Drew and Pennington, really a great combination around the bag at second. Donaldson and Moss at the corner. And we've already talked about what a good job young Derek Norris has done behind the plate.
So 2 down here in the first inning. Miguel Cabrera standing in. Looked like he was going to get a rally started last night in the 9th when he got on base. But Prince Fielder grounded into the game-ending double play. Cabrera 4 for 12 so far in the ALDS.
This is a problem for the Tigers. Again, Cabrera hitting with nobody on. This will be the 17th time in 25 at-bats for Cabrera and Fielder that they've hit with nobody on. And Jim Leland told us earlier this afternoon, he said these pitchers are pitching tough to Cabrera when nobody's on. He said, I'd like to see him how they would pitch when they've got a couple of runners in scoring position. He said, I think it would be different.
This is in the air to left center field, falling fast. Cespedes on the run will get there. Very good defensive outfield play for the A's. It continues. A's and Tigers scoreless. check out the Oakland A's starting 9. Coco Crisp in center field had a terrific game last night. Stephen Drew at short. Yoenis Cespedes in left field. Brandon Moss at first base with Josh Reddick in right field. This combination has really not had a lot of power so far in the series. Josh Donaldson at third base with Seth Smith, the DH. Derek Norris as the catching, and it's Cliff Pennington at second base who bats ninth. The Bernie dance going on right now as it has for really the second half of the season in a big way here in Oakland. As Coco made his way to the dish. Swing and a miss and a tardy cut at that as Max Scherzer gets to start tonight for the Tigers.
Max Scherzer made his final season start after a shoulder problem knocked him out of the game on the 18th of September. Just 2 innings in that game. But you can see his season was phenomenal. 231 strikeouts and 187 2/3 innings.
Second only to his teammate, Justin Verlander, who had 239 strikeouts.
Scherzer has really tightened up his curveball and the slider, and that allows him to pitch deeper into the ball games because he has something else to show the hitters.
Lined and caught. Fielder able to get it in the air for the first out here at the bottom of the first inning.
The other aspect of that scouting report is that they sent him to the mound in Kansas City for his final start. He had the shoulder problem, but then he sprained his ankle celebrating the clinching of the AL Central. And had they not started him in his final start, he'd have gone 17 days between starts. So he had to pitch, and he threw the ball well in Kansas City.
One down here in the first inning for Stephen Drew. 2 for 11 so far in the ALDS. I mentioned the strikeouts for Scherzer. First time in his career that he posted a 200 strikeout season. 16 wins marked a career high. This one fouled off to the left, and it's 0-2 to Drew.
Scherzer, real power pitcher along the lines of Justin Verlander. And you mentioned they finished 1-2 in the American League in strikeouts. And they both rely a lot on a changeup. That's the elevated fastball. First strikeout of the night for Max Scherzer. His high fastball, watch the target by Alex Avila. He wants it upstairs, and Scherzer delivers. Letter high fastball, and he blows it right by Stephen Drew.
So first strikeout of the night for Scherzer. 2 down here in the first inning. Yoenis Cespedes standing in. 4 for 12 so far in the ALDS. Scherzer's win total has gotten better in each season that he has pitched. 9 in 2009, 12 in 2010, and 15 last year before he picked up the 16 wins this year. So it's all headed in the right direction in Max Scherzer's major league career. Cespedes to left. That'll get in for a base hit. Quentin Berry will get it back in, but it's a 2-out single. First base runner of the ball game.
Cespedes is a very good breaking ball hitter, and this is a slider, and you can see he stays on it. It's a pretty good pitch, but it stays in the middle of the plate. Doesn't get to the outside corner, and Cespedes goes down and stays on it. He's got a great stroke, and he's really learned how to be selective and be patient and wait out those breaking balls. If you throw him a strike breaking ball, he'll hit it hard.
Well, Cespedes with hits in all 4 games of this ALDS. As Brandon Moss stands in, 1 for 10 in the series. Moss out after the first pitch, fouls it off to the left, out of play.
Moss and his left-handed hitters in this lineup really have to do a number on Scherzer. Scherzer has allowed a .292 average to left-handed hitters. And counting the 2 switch hitters in the lineup, there are 6 left-handed hitters in this lineup tonight. Right-handers against Scherzer, just .201.
Reddick waiting on deck. Soft toss to first, but back is Cespedes. And Scherzer last year in the postseason made 2 ALDS appearances. One as a starter, also started 2 games in the ALCS. On his only ALDS start, a Game 2 winner against the Yankees, which allowed only 2 hits and no runs in 6 innings. is 0-1 to Moss. Swing and a miss. That one's by him at 93.
Scherzer had much more fastball early in the season. He had a career-high 15 strikeouts against the Pirates in May and threw many fastballs in the upper 90s.
Moss takes it outside, 1-2. Scherzer finishing up September, posting a 2.17 ERA in the month. He held opponents to a 196 average, allowed only one home run. And a strikeout to walk ratio in September, 33-4. And we look at his last 9 starts. And a batting average again under 200. It's 1-2 to Moss. A wait as we'll check on Cespedes.
He pitched great down the stretch, but he had the lead that start against Oakland after just 2 innings. His shoulder tightened up on him, and they were a little concerned about it. He didn't miss his start, but they were a little conservative in his last start that came on the final day of the season.
Moss swings and misses. The fastball by him at 95. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Scherzer. Done with 1 in game 4. No score from Oakland. Play TBS Social Dugout presented by Samsung Galaxy S3. Predict the plays before they happen. Score points, compete against your friends, and earn rewards. Download the app by visiting tbs.com/social dugout. It is the second inning of Game 4 of the American League Division Series. Prince Fielder leading it off here for the Tigers and taking ball 1. Fielder, Young, and Dirks anticipated here in the second inning for Detroit. 3 for 39 against the A's, and that includes the postseason for Prince Fielder. It's not been one of his favorite opponents.
Saw that home run he hit against A.J. Griffin, part of 3 home runs the Tigers hit against Griffin in Detroit back on the 18th of September. Prince Fielder, Miguel Cabrera, and Johnny Peralta all took him deep. There's the changeup, and he got a swing and a miss. That's a big key for Griffin early in this game.
Fielder sends it to left field. Cespedes drifts back. It'll take him to the dirt of the track, but he's there to make the catch for the first out of the inning. Fielder with authority going the opposite way, but he's the first out of the second inning.
Yeah, he's hit the ball a lot better than his average might suggest. He was robbed twice in last night's game. Chris took a home run away from him, and then Cespedes took an extra base hit away from him with a diving catch of a line drive. He's swinging the bat a lot better than the hits might suggest.
That makes him now 1 for 13 in the series. This one is glanced foul off to the right. You take last night alone, where he was robbed on the home run by Coco Crisp, and then a nice diving catch in left field by Cespedes. And there have been so many others for Prince Fielder, but just the one hit so far. Delman Young will pop it up. First baseman Brandon Moss has got it for out number 2.
I'll tell you what, this young catcher's done a nice job. He's 23 years old, playing in his first season, catching a bunch of rookies, and he leans heavily on the pitching coach Curt Young and the manager Bob Melvin to put together the game plan. But once he has that game plan together, he executes it very well. And they've got a lot of confidence in him. He's just 23 years old, and Curt Young, the pitching coach, does a great job of putting together a game plan.
Oakland A's very fortunate to have Curt Young back again. Of course, Young worked with the young pitching staff of the Oakland A's. Missed 1 year, went to Boston where things were not as successful for him. He left Boston, has a chance to come back to Oakland, and again has done a fabulous job with all these young arms that the Oakland A's have. We told you 54 wins combined for the rookie pitching staff of the Oakland A's. Curt Young, an outstanding pitching coach.
He is a terrific pitching coach with a great manner about him with his young pitchers.
Cool, calm, and collected. Keeps them at ease, as Bob Melvin was telling us before the game today. 2-1 pitch is going to miss.
Saw Jared Parker and Tommy Malone, two more of the rookie starters that have pitched so well. And Jared Parker would love one more start in this series. There's that changeup. Dirk's laid off, and he comes back and finds the outside corner.
I like the pace A.J. Griffin's got going here in the early going, too. Retired the first 5 Tigers he's faced. He's got a full count here to Dirks. Dirks will line it into left field. Down the line, Cespedes over to play it in foul ground. Dirks is headed for 2. Throw goes there, and it's late. And a double with 2 outs for Andy Dirks. Well placed down that left field line, and out of the reach of the Oakland A's third baseman, Josh Donaldson.
You can see this pitch is up, and then he fights it off and just hits it over the glove of the third baseman, Donaldson. And just that little looping liner. Cespedes gets over to the bullpen area very quickly. He's got a tremendous arm, but it's just too much speed by Dirks that allows him to reach with 2 outs.
So Dirks in scoring position with 2 away. Johnny Peralta the batter. 4 for 9 in the series. There's the soft breaking ball that we talked about. His curveball, he's got a couple of different ways in which he throws it at speeds, and that's a soft one.
Yeah, and that's the one he uses to get ahead, but he overthrew it, threw it too hard. It was up and really ineffective upstairs.
So to get away from Norris, he finds it quickly, no advance for Dirks.
We mentioned that Griffin gave up 3 home runs the last time he faced this Tigers ball club. Johnny Peralta hit a 2-2 fastball on the inner half, and he hit it to the opposite field. Part of 3 home runs. Peralta hit a solo shot, Cabrera hit a solo shot, and Prince Fielder hit a 2-run home run off Griffin.
That's in there for a strike. And it's 2-1 now to Peralta. And Peralta, the former Cleveland Indian.
Deep in the box on the right side. Tigers just 3 for 17 with runners in scoring position in the series. Breaking ball missing away, and it's now 3-1. A.J. Griffin, a 13th round pick for the A's in 2010 out of the University of San Diego. Started this year at Double-A. In the air to shallow right center. Crispin started back, now coming in from right is Reddick. He'll get there. So the Tigers leave Dirks at second. Inning and a half done. No score from Oakland. We head to the bottom of the second inning. No score back in Oakland. Want to remind you to watch bonus camera angles for the division series and ALCS games with postseason.tv. Get started now at MLB.com. It is a different crowd, and Buck, I think you'll agree, here in Oakland than it is maybe anywhere else in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, it's very similar to what we see for the Raiders football game. They come out, they have their colors on, they really support their players, and a lot of them will pick out individual players and support them, like the Bernie group for Coco Crisp.
There's a lot of different stuff going on here around this park. A lot of different outfits, disguises, if you want to call it that. Costumes, drums.
It's
flags,
colorful for sure.
Lots of stuff.
Octavio Dotel of the Tigers told me it was the loudest ballpark he'd ever been in last night.
Reddick swings and fouls it back to the screen. 94 in the fastball from Scherzer.
Reddick in his first year as an everyday player really kind of wore down at the end of the season. He hit under 200 in September and carried that into October. But he did hit a home run earlier in this series, and I hope he can run into another one.
He's 1 for 10 in the division series so far. And I guess you could say the same thing about Brandon Moss a little bit. You combine the 4-5 hitters, and they are 2 for 20 in this series. 2-2 pitch to Josh Reddick. That's ball 3. Reddick, then Donaldson and Smith. Reddick fouled it back. They'll do it again, 3-2.
Chili Davis, the hitting coach for the Athletics, knows his players are aware of what Scherzer's pitches are as a challenge. He said, we have to hit his mistakes. If he's going to paint the corner and get the changeup over, we're going to have to just go with those pitches. But if you get a mistake, you can't miss it.
Reddick with a swing and a miss, strikes out. 3rd K already from Max Scherzer on the night.
Well, that's what he does. He led the majors in strikeouts per 9 innings, and this is a very good changeup. It's 85 miles an hour, but he's got terrific arm action. It's fastball arm action and the changeup velocity. That's a wicked combination. And here's a guy that'll throw in the mid-90s. He drops that changeup on you with 2 strikes. It's tough to lay off of.
I told you Oakland A's led the league in strikeouts, and Josh Reddick 7 Ks and 11 at bats so far in the ALDS. He's out number 1 of the 2nd inning as Josh Donaldson stands in, 3 for 10 so far in the series. 3rd baseman for the A's. And Buck, one thing is for sure in this 4-game series so far, the pitching has been outstanding on both sides.
Jim Leyland talked about all the starters in this series so far and how well they have all pitched. They have gotten into their game early. None of them have really had any long innings or prolonged innings and really bouts of control problems. They've really commanded their pitches very effectively. And Leyland says when you do that, you're not going to score many runs.
Donaldson with a swing and a miss. Fastball from Scherzer. Jeff Jones, the pitching coach for the Tigers. Tigers finished 3rd in the American League in earned run average as a team, 3.75 behind Tampa Bay and these Oakland A's. This one fouled off to the right. The A's as a team with a 3.48 earned run average. Then the Tigers at 3.75. The Rays, who did not make the postseason, finished 1st in the AL. 3.19 earned run average. And that great staff that Joe Madden had this year. Outfield set up straight away on Josh Donaldson. Had 9 home runs during the regular season. 2-2.
Just missed with that slider down and away. And Scherzer's always had a great fastball and an excellent changeup. But now he's refined the slider and throws an occasional curveball to lefties. And Alex Avila really believes that allows him to go deeper into games.
2-2 pitch is tapped back to him. Scherzer's got it, and the throw is going to be in time. Almost pulled fielder off the bag, but it's out number 2 of the inning. Well, Seth Smith is coming up, and it's time for the big hit brought to you by Avocados from Mexico. And his home run last night certainly was a very big hit.
Sure was, and they tried to get the fastball inside, but it leaked out over the plate, and Smith is always hunting fastballs, and that's what he got against Sanchez. He never gives up on the thought of getting a fastball in a particular at bat, and Sanchez shook off his catcher Gerald there to get to that fastball and got too much of the plate.
He had 2 home runs against Detroit in the regular season. His first career playoff home run here last night, and his first at bat of tonight as he fouls it back to the screen.
He was sitting dead red on that first pitch and got his fastball and fouled it back, and that's what Chili Davis was talking about. When you get one to hit against Scherzer, you better square it up. You're not going to get many.
On the ground, softly foul. And it's 0-2 now to Seth Smith.
Smith is 2 for 8 against Max Scherzer. But he is one of this heavy left-handed lineup that really has to take advantage of any opportunities they get. I mentioned Scherzer has given up a .292 average during the regular season to lefty bats.
This is wide, and it is 1-2. Seth Smith against the Tigers during the regular season, 7 games. He had .417. 2 home runs we mentioned. Also drove in 6 runs. Came over from the Rockies. Swing and a foul to stay alive.
That's a good changeup again. And Smith did quite a job just to get a piece of it and stay alive. When Scherzer set a career high in strikeouts, he had 15 strikeouts against the Pirates. He had 7 strikeouts on the fastball, 6 on the changeup, and 2 on a slider. So he's confident he could punch you out with that changeup the same as that high fastball.
Smith elevating and getting a piece. That fastball elevated at 94 miles an hour. And Smith going up there to foul it off.
Yeah, it's hard to get a fastball by Seth Smith. He's on most fastballs, as we saw last night against Anibal Sanchez.
Smith this year did strike out a career high 98 times. Scherzer's already got 3 Ks in this game. Again, the 1-2. And he strikes out Smith. 4th strikeout for Scherzer, who has a 1-2-3 second. We're through 2. No score from Oakland. No score as we head to the top half of the 3rd inning. Tigers and Athletics fans follow their teams with the Team Stream app. Download the Team Stream. Choose your teams and you're set. Get Team Stream from Bleacher Report today. Now we head to the 3rd inning back at O.co Coliseum. Alex Avila, Omar Infante, and Austin Jackson to bat here for the Tigers. Avila 2 for 4 so far in the series. So Gerald Laird get the start last night, but Avila back in there again for the Tigers, and he takes strike one.
The Tigers have scored 8 runs in this series, but they've only had 1 run come on a hit. It was Alex Avila's opposite field home run, the only run they've scored with the benefit of a hit. And Jim Leyland is concerned that the offense needs to get going.
Well, he's back in there facing a right-hander, much better against right-handed pitching. 262 against right-handers, 8 home runs, 176 against lefties with only 1 home run. The 0-2 is just going to miss. With the first 2, Griffin has given up 1 hit and doubled by Andy Dirks in the second. Inside.
I didn't miss by much. He went changeup away and then comes inside with the fastball. And just missed the inside corner.
Eric Cooper has the plate tonight for the umpires. This is lined down the right field line. A fair ball headed towards the corner. Over to play is Reddick, is heading for second base is Avila. He'll get there standing. So a big sequence right there as A.J. Griffin does not get the strike 3 call from Eric Cooper. Instead, Alex Avila has got himself a double.
Yeah, it is a big sequence. He went changeup, fastball inside, then he hangs a breaking ball. This is right up out over the plate. It's a curveball that just doesn't get down, and Avila does exactly what he's supposed to with that hanging curveball. He hammers it down into the right field corner. Avila had 21 doubles during the regular season, and he has the leadoff double now here in the third.
The Tigers had 0 extra base hits in the game last night. They already have 2 tonight. As Avila at second base to start the third inning. Omar Infante bunted down the first baseline, and the sacrifice complete as Avila takes third base. So Jim Leyland right now playing for the early run here early in game number 4.
Yeah, he sure is, and he's got the top of the order now as Infante executes perfectly. It's that bunt down the first baseline. The Tigers obviously shut out last night. Need to get on the board to try to take some of this energy out of the stadium.
Now Austin Jackson flying out to center field in the first inning. And about halfway in the middle here for the Oakland A's. They're in at the corners. Outfield straight away. Line into left field, a base hit for Austin Jackson. Avila will score, and it's the Tigers who jump on top 1-0.
Well, you get the leadoff double, you better cash it in, and that's exactly what the Tigers do. Avila started the inning off with a double, and then after the sacrifice bunt, that looked like a high changeup, and Jackson delivers the base hit to left field. The pitch was up again, and the 2 pitches that have been put into play this inning by Griffin have both been up in the strike zone.
Austin Jackson with a big base hit here at a big off season as well. Jamie Maggio tells us more.
Thanks, Don. You know, Austin Jackson hit 300 for the first time in his career. He told me in the offseason he spent a lot of time working on his swing. He previously had a high leg kick, but he wanted to do more of a load and step. He said he'd literally practice in front of the mirror back home in Dallas, Texas. And he told me that the adjustments have allowed him to develop more consistent timing and see the ball out of the pitcher's hand better.
And Jim Leyland was talking to us about that before the game, and what a big season it was for Austin Jackson. As it turned out, he finished hitting at 300 on the last day of the regular season. A pretty good year for him, and a look now at the way that front foot works and barely lifting it at all.
Yeah, he loads up on the back and just steps toward the pitcher. In the past, he had an exaggerated leg kick, and timing was always an issue. Oftentimes, he had that foot down way too early. That led to a lot of strikeouts and lower batting average, so he did a good job at suggestion of Lloyd McClendon, the hitting coach.
2 for 5 so far in the series as he bats with Austin Jackson at first base, 1 out. Perry with a swing and a miss.
We mentioned that Cabrera and Fielder have had a lot of at-bats in this series without runners in scoring position or even on base. So Barry wants to get on base and really set the table properly for the Triple Crown winner.
Since a lot of this action has taken place and men have gone on, A.J. Griffin has slowed down his pace dramatically.
Griffin's tough to run on. There's only been one stolen base against him in 4 attempts, and even though Austin Jackson has 12 steals, Griffin's tough to get a jump on.
2-1 is outside, 3-1.
I think they're going to move the runner right here on the 3-1 pitch to try to stay out of a possible double play and give Cabrera an opportunity to hit with the man on.
4-3 ball count so far for A.J. Griffin. Not walked anybody yet. Fly ball out to center field, sending Coco Crisp back a few steps. He is there and makes the catch for the second out of the inning. So Barry retired as Jackson back to the bag at first, 2 down.
They didn't start the runner at first, but because of the fly ball, Cabrera will indeed bat with a runner on. His previous 5 at bats, he's come to the plate with nobody on.
4 for 13 in the series. Flied out to left field in the first inning. Strike 1. And the Tigers already being heard from tonight. 3rd inning, they grabbed the game's first run. Now looking for more as that misses away.
Alex Avila with the leadoff double scores the first run of the game.
Well, the Oakland A's scored first in games 1 and 2 of the series, but did not win either one of those games in Detroit. Cabrera fouling it off to the right.
Cabrera, obviously, he's a great hitter. He just won the Triple Crown for the first time in 45 years, but he absolutely looks the outer 3/4 of the plate first. He is satisfied that he can drive the ball out to any part of the ballpark, and he never thinks about pull first.
Late swing and a liner into the seats.
Like so many good run producers, Cabrera is a very good strike breaking ball hitter with 2 strikes. He shortens up, and that's why he was late on that last fastball.
On the ground right side is Pennington to his left to throw out Cabrera. But the Tigers jump on top. They grab a run to the top of the 3rd. It's 1-0 Detroit. Who will become a legend this October? Cast your postseason legend vote at MLBFancave.com. The retired numbers here at O.Co Coliseum in Oakland. You just saw Dennis Eckersley's up there in left field. Ollie Fingers, Catfish Hunter, Reggie Jackson, and Ricky Henderson, the others here in Oakland. As we head here to the bottom of the third inning, Tigers on top 1-0. And Oakland going to work here with Derek Norris, their young catcher, leading it off.
This is a big inning for Max Scherzer after his club spotted him a run in the top half of the inning. He needs to throw up a 0. Don't allow the A's to come right back to nullify the impact of scoring first.
Norris still looking for his first hit of this series, 0 for 7. Scherzer might be the right guy on the mound tonight for the Tigers. He's 7-3 with a 4.20 earned run average in 13 starts immediately following a Tigers loss this season. And the Tigers have won his last 6 starts following a team loss. And of course, they went down last night in Game 3. And there's a strike from Scherzer. Norris strikes out. 5 strikeouts for Scherzer. And we caught up with Jim Leland moments ago. Jim, so far, Max Scherzer, 4 strikeouts is what he did for you during the regular season. Appears to have it going so far tonight.
Yeah, he does. He's throwing the ball pretty good. He's changed speeds. He's got a couple outs on changeup, so he's throwing the ball well.
Austin Jackson delivers the top of the order once again. Very important, but you still can't get those middle guys swinging the bats with guys in scoring position.
Well, you know, we haven't had a lot of them out there this series, to be honest with you, but they'll get going. You know, I'm not worried about those 2 guys. If they don't do it, we're in trouble, but they're pretty good.
So far, it has been quiet for both Cabrera and Fielder tonight. They are 0 for 3 together. 5 for 26 in the series between the twos. But Pennington bats here for the A's and takes a pitch up high. It is early, but it does appear that Scherzer is back to being Max Scherzer.
He's got the strikeouts, and he's used the changeup very effectively early in this ball game. The one thing that's noticeably different with Scherzer tonight is his velocity is 92-93. That's in a good spot because he can maintain command with that. And if he needs it, he's been up to 96 already in this game.
Pennington will bloop it to shallow center, falling fast, but out is the shortstop, Johnny Peralta, to make the catch. Austin Jackson was sprinting in from center, but Peralta gets back there and takes care of out number 2.
First time through the order, Scherzer has 5 strikeouts, allows just 1 hit. Sends a pretty positive message to his teammates. He's got his game together tonight.
Cespedes, the lone hit so far for the A's, a single in the first. There's Coco Crisp lined out to Prince Fielder at first base in the first inning. He'll pop it up this time right side. Fielder in on the grass. And he'll take care of Coco once again. It's a 9-pitch. 1-2-3 third for Scherzer. 1-0 Tigers. Welcome back to O.Co Coliseum in Oakland, California. Game 4 of the American League Division Series. It's into the 4th inning with the Tigers on top 1-0. Don Orsillo, Buck Martinez, and Jamie Maggio with you here from O.Co Coliseum. And leading it off here for the Tigers is Prince Fielder. Flied out to the warning track in left field. In the 2nd inning, 0 for 1. 1 for 13 in the ALDS. Fielder gets jammed and fouls it back. A.J. Griffin giving up a run in the 3rd inning after a leadoff double by Alex Avila. Austin Jackson able to drive in the game's only run. Fielder hits one high and deep to right field. Reddick will just watch this one leave. Home run for Prince Fielder, who had 30 during the regular season. Puts the Tigers on top 2-0. Well, he's been so frustrated in this series, and he breaks out here with a home run.
He hit that one far enough to make sure nobody could catch it. And that's a big swing of the bat to give the Tigers a 2-0 lead. He's hit the ball hard in the last 2 games, including tonight, but this one is a no-doubter. That fastball just didn't get in far enough, and Fielder hammered. Remember, he had a home run off Griffin back in Detroit in September. A 2-run home run, part of 3 that the Tigers hit off A.J. Griffin.
This is to right field, and it'll drop in front of Josh Reddick. Delman Young has got a base hit. Well, the 5th career postseason home run for Prince Fielder has given the Tigers a 2-0 lead.
Trying to get it inside, and they didn't get it far enough inside, and he hit it deep into the night. Well, he is quick in there, and that's a no-doubter.
Number 12, Andy Nurse.
Delman Young follows it up with a single to right. He's at first. Nobody out for Andy Dirks. He doubled in the 2nd inning off A.J. Griffin. This one fouled off to the left.
Watch them trying to get the ball inside. You can see how it stays out over the plate, and Fielder's able to get to it.
Nice play by Norris on the backhand.
Jim Leland was talking about that exact problem. Is he's had his hitters get some pitches, but they've missed them. That time Fielder made sure he didn't miss it. He squared that one up big time.
30 home runs during the regular season. This one fouled off to the left out of play. He was robbed of a home run last night by Coco Crisp. No chance for any of the Oakland A's outfielders this time. 1-2. Popped up, and that'll get back and out of play. A.J. Griffin trying to slow things down here after the home run and the base hit. Going to grab his bearings ahead in the count here, 1-2. Hurts to pop it up, foul ground, and that'll get out of play.
One thing Griffin has not been able to do is turn the double play. He's only had 2 double plays turned behind him in 55 opportunities this year. He's a fly ball pitcher with that combination of off-speed pitches and that 4-seam fastball.
Lined into center field, a ringing single for Andy Dirks. As Young takes second base, and that's 3 straight hits now for the Detroit Tigers here in the 4th inning.
Kurt Young on the phone to the bullpen. They'll get somebody working, and second time through the order, the Tigers have caught up on the timing of Griffin's pitches. Dirks is the 6th man to bat, second time in the order, and they have 4 hits, including a home run. So they are on him. Second time they have seen him tonight.
He was fortunate to get out of the way of that pitch right back at him. While we have a moment, let's check in with Matt Weiner in our Atlanta studios.
Commenting, number 27, Bailey Peralta.
All right, Matt, thanks very much. Back here in Oakland, it is 2-0. The Tigers on top. They have just added a run on a home run by Prince Fielder. Now back-to-back singles, 2 on, nobody out. Johnny Peralta takes the breaking ball that pulls in for a strike.
How many big hits has Raul Ibanez gotten for the Yankees?
It appeared when he left Philadelphia that he may be done, but he comes back with a bounce back here for the Yankees.
He beat Oakland with a pair of home runs after entering the ball game as a pinch hitter.
A's do have action in their bullpen. 0-1 coming to Peralta, and that'll miss. That is Evan Scribner. Right-hander warming in the pen. As Griffin struggles here in the fourth after giving up a run in the third.
Obviously, the way Scherzer's throwing the ball, that Bob Melvin can't wait too long for Griffin to get it back together. He's already trailed by 2, and Scherzer is really throwing the ball well early in this ball game.
Peralta gets the arms out of the way and takes the ball. 3-1. Griffin has not struck anybody out, nor has he walked anybody as he works here in the fourth inning. And some concerned A's fans with the way this game has started. That's a strike, full count. On the ground towards second. Flip to second for 1, on to first for 2. Nicely dug out by Brandon Moss. A double play that Griffin needed badly. And thanks to the nice pick by Moss, they get it done.
We had mentioned that Griffin had induced just 2 double plays in the regular season, and this time Pennington, Drew, and then Moss on the other end with the dig out of the dirt. A much needed double play. And Griffin gets some help from his defense.
Peralta hit into 20 double plays, tied for second for Detroit during the regular season. He grounds into one here in the postseason. Young is at third for Alex Avila. And a nice play by Norris, sliding over and saving a run.
Avila got a hanging breaking ball with 2 strikes, and he doubled down in the corner. Scored the first Tiger run of the night. That came in the third.
He's ahead 2-0. Griffin trying to minimize the damage. Avila will lift the fly ball out to left field. Cespedes is there to make the catch. A leadoff home run for Prince Fielder in the fourth inning has the Tigers on top, 2-0.
And that's a big swing of the bat to give Oakland, give the Tigers a 2
Last half of the fourth inning here in Oakland. The Tigers have a 2-0 lead. The Oakland A's not concerned. They had 44 come from behind victories during the regular season. Second only to the Yankees in that category as they come to bat trailing by 2. And Stephen Drew, Yoenis Cespedes, and Brandon Moss. Drew a strikeout victim in the first, and he's not alone in that category. Max Scherzer, through the first 3 innings, has 5 Ks. Strike 1 to Drew.
There was some concern about just how healthy Max Scherzer was at the end of the season. We mentioned the shoulder problems in September.
To right. Dirks coming in to make the catch, Bill of the cap high for the first out of the inning.
But Scherzer certainly is healthy tonight. He has thrown everything and thrown it very well. He's got the changeup working very effectively. 85 miles an hour with late movement, and Seth Smith strikes out, and then the slider down and away. But watch the movement on this changeup. It starts in the zone at 85 miles an hour and creates tremendous movement down and away. He hasn't walked a batter. He struck out 5 and 3 in the third on just 43 pitches.
One down for Yoenis Cespedes. He's got the only hit for the Oakland A's, and he hits a high fly ball to right. Andy Dirks is there for the Tigers. 2 down. He's handled both outs here in the bottom of the fourth inning. 9 in a row now retired by Max Scherzer.
Yeah, and he's making quality pitches, so you can't go up there and take pitches. And you might wonder, why is Cespedes so aggressive? Well, Scherzer's not going to give you too many good pitches to hit, and if you see one early on, you better jump on it.
2 down for Brandon Moss. 1 for 11 in the series. Struck out in the first inning. Moss out after the first pitch as well.
Pretty good fastball. It was up a bit, and Moss had a good cut at it. That's what Chili Davis has told his hitters. Hey, you have to have the mindset to be aggressive and get after Scherzer.
6 A's have swung at the first pitch. Moss will swing at the second pitch and pop it up. Back at third. Peralta, the shortstop, makes the catch, and it's a 1-2-3 inning on 5 pitches for Max Scherzer. 2-0 Tigers.
If you think Stopper won, Stopper, congratulations, High Five, man. Nice done. And thank you, Hugo. We appreciate it. Go A's.
Out will have the fifth inning for Detroit. Number 4, Omar Infante.
The Tigers have got a 2-0 advantage as we head here to the top half of the 5th inning back in Oakland. And it is Omar Infante leads it off and takes strike 1. Infante sacrifice bunt in the 3rd inning. Ahead of the first Tigers run as he got a velo to 3rd. Breaking ball and a foul tip for strike 2.
Back-to-back curveballs, and Griffin is a little more patient with that curveball. Early on, he tried to throw it a little bit too hard. It wasn't effective.
Strike 3. First strikeout for Griffin and a better start for him here in the 5th inning.
Well, he certainly got the crowd back in it with a 3-pitch strikeout of Infante. Threw 2 curveballs, and then Infante, obviously looking off speed, is caught with that fastball right down the middle.
A.J. Griffin, the 5th rookie to pitch for the A's in this series. He's the 3rd starting pitcher. 1 out in the 5th for Austin Jackson. Oakland, the 2nd team in Major League history to use 5 different rookie pitchers during one postseason, and the first to start 3 different rookie pitchers. This is fouled off to the right, out of play. Another team to use 5 rookie pitchers in one postseason, 1944, the Cardinals. One out in the 5th. Jackson to left. Cespedes comes in a step and puts it away.
Well, Griffin has picked up the tempo in this inning, and that's something very important to him. He's working much quicker. He's pitching with a little more confidence. He slowed things down after that leadoff home run by Prince Fielder, but now he's picked up the tempo once again.
There's 2 outs in the 5th for Quentin Berry, who grounded out in the 1st, flied out to center in the 3rd.
Berry is a threat to bunt, and with that, Brandon Moss is standing on the edge of the grass at first. Berry had 6 bunts during the regular season, and obviously with an opportunity to get on ahead of Cabrera, it's always a possibility.
Jerry Blevins, a slender left-hander, warming in the pen. Breaking ball outside for ball 2. Quentin Berry leading the Tigers with 21 stolen bases. Trying to get on. 2-1 fouled back, 2-2. A's and Giants fans hoping again to meet here in 2012. Berry able to foul it straight back and stay alive.
Berry had an extended at bat in his first at bat of the ball game. Fouled off many pitches. He shortens up with 2 strikes and does a good job of spoiling pitcher's pitches. He's done a good job against Griffin trying to keep the inning going.
21st pitch he's seen, and he pops it up. And it's going to be the pitcher, Griffin, who takes charge. Makes the catch between Norris and Donaldson. To 1-2-3 5th. A 2-0 Tigers lead. 2-0 Tigers have the lead as we get ready for the bottom of the 5th inning. Well, this January on TBS, brand new episodes of Cougar Town are coming. You heard it right. Brand new episodes on a brand new network. Cougar Town has moved to TBS. The new season begins this January only on TBS. The sprinkler.
And all kinds of A's fans, young ones, old ones, and they all come to support the hometown team. And it's a very animated crowd. It's festive. It is festive. They start early with tailgate parties, much like the football fans, but they have had a great season, and this ball club has responded very well. They played great here at home, 50-31, and won 94 games during the regular season.
It's not just a game, it's a party. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Josh Reddick trying to get the party started for the A's. 1 for 11 in the series as he takes ball 1. Reddick, the strikeout victim in the second. Scherzer's been outstanding. Retired 10 A's in a row. Reddick chasing after that.
Boy, does a good job of using the changeup down in the bottom of the strike zone and then elevating that fastball. 92-93 with a little extra skip at the end.
Outside, ball 2.
Scherzer really came into his own his sophomore year in college. He pitched at the University of Missouri in 2005. And he held the opponents to a 163 batting average. And that's pretty impressive considering the aluminum bat and the challenges a pitcher is presented pitching in high school and college when you got to face those hitters with aluminum bats. That was the second lowest opponent's batting average in the country in 2005. And that's when he really got on the radar screen of big league ball clubs.
Reddick with a swing and a miss, strikes out, and 6 Ks for Scherzer. 1 down here in the 5th. We're just past 11 o'clock on the East Coast, just past 8 here in Oakland. We come to you from O.co Coliseum in Oakland, California. Tigers have a 2-0 advantage over the Oakland A's. Don Orsillo, Buck Martinez, and Jamie Maggio bringing you Game 4 of the ALDS. 1 down in the 5th for Josh Donaldson, grounded out in the 2nd. This one fouled back. Only hit of the game for the A's in the 1st inning. That is Cespedes, the single in the 1st.
Scherzer, he mentioned his strikeout rate. Struck out over 11 batters per 9 innings. That was the best in the American League. He has 6 already tonight. "13 times this year he had 9 or more strikeouts. That's the most 9 strikeout games in the majors. And the most by a Tigers pitcher since Mickey Lolich in '71, who had 15 games of 9 or more strikeouts.
And strikeouts per 9 innings. Max Scherzer 9.27. Donaldson backing out of the way, and it's 2-2. Max Scherzer striking out 231 batters, second most in the majors, only behind his teammate Justin Verlander at 239. Verlander and Scherzer, the 4th pair of teammates for the American League team to finish 1-2 in the majors in strikeouts in a season. Fouled off to the right, out of play.
Scherzer has a wide assortment of pitches, as we've seen already, but he also has a very challenging arm angle. He kind of gets underneath the ball from a high 3/4 delivery, and it's really challenging Jeff Jones knows that creates unusual movement from that fastball, and he'll throw a two-seam fastball that really sails on it.
Ball 3. A little bit more of a patient at bat here for Josh Donaldson. Fouled off some, taken a few, and has worked it full now. 3-2 with Seth Smith on deck. This crowd back up again. Strike 3 call. Donaldson gets the bad news from Eric Cooper. Thought he had ball 4, and now it says some stuff. Back-to-back Ks, 7 in all now for Scherzer.
It's a high slider. Donaldson has a good look at it, watches it, thinks it's high all the way, but Eric Cooper calls it strike 3. And again, Scherzer mixing up his pitches with 2 strikes, catches Donaldson top of the zone. Watch how it crosses, just about letter high. You don't see many strikes that high called in this day and age. And Bob Melvin is letting Eric Cooper know about it. It's high.
2 down for Seth Smith. And he'll take a hack at the first pitch. Smith struck out in the second inning. 13 of 16 first pitch strikes for Scherzer. He has been ahead of most tonight.
And he throws that first pitch strike during the course of a season. Hitters have hit just .217 against him. You get in a hole, and then you don't know what to look for because he can throw fastball, curveball, slider, and a changeup at any time.
That's outside, 1-2.
I don't think he's going to give Seth Smith a fastball in the zone. He struck him out in his first at bat with a changeup.
Runs one away here with a fastball, and it evens 2-2. Melvin. Blevins back up in the pen again. AJ Griffin has given him the first 5 on 83 pitches. 2-2 to Smith. Down and in, ball 3.
Pitching around the zone, and you can see that pitch chart. Hadn't thrown a strike yet. It's 3-2.
Smith fouls it back to the screen. Full count still.
They did throw him a fastball in the zone, and Smith fouled it back. That's what he hit last night against Anibal Sanchez to center field for a home run. And fastball over the inner half.
The last 2 batters, 3-ball counts for Scherzer. Had 1 3-ball count prior to that all night. Retired 12 in a row and ready with a 3-2 pitch to Seth Smith. And he walks him a little high this time. First walk allowed by Scherzer, and Smith to first with 2 down.
That didn't look as high as the slider that Donaldson was called out on.
In a row have been retired by Scherzer, but a walk to Seth Smith as Derek Norris stands in on the right side. Norris struck out in the 3rd. There's strike 1. So just the first Oakland base runner since the first inning. Cespedes had single. We're still looking for his first hit in the ALDS.
Scherzer gave up 23 home runs in the regular season.
Norris with a swing and a miss.
That's the most allowed by a Tigers pitcher. And he's aware of it, says, you know what, I'm going to be aggressive, I'm going to challenge hitters and just always try to manage base runners, make sure that you don't get them on ahead of those home runs. Well, now he's in a spot where the tying run is at the plate.
Norris stays alive, protects the plate, down 0-2. Hits a piece of the fastball.
Well, Scherzer's made 3 good pitches on Norris and missed it back. A couple of good breaking balls and then threw a fastball exactly where he wanted it, down and away.
22 pitches this inning. Scherzer through 4 innings had just 45 pitches. Very economical, but the A's have made him work here a little bit in the 5th. Still, he has struck out 2, walked 1, and ahead of Derek Norris, 0-2. Soft toss with Smith barely with much of a lead at first base.
Yeah, that was more of an opportunity just to regroup and gather his thoughts. There's not much intent behind that throw to first other than to just break up the timing of the situation. He just wanted to regroup a little bit. Got a new pitch from Avila.
Norris will bloop this down the right field line. It'll fall fair. Heading for third base is Smith. He will be stopped there on a bloop single right down the right field line by Derek Norris. The A's have runners at first and third with 2 down. Not hit well, but placed well down the right field line by Norris.
In fact, another breaking ball, and Norris hits it off the end of the bat. He's able to keep it fair. A little flare down the right field line, just inside the foul line. Of course, with 2 outs, Seth Smith goes first to third easily. You can see Infante keeping his eye on the runner at third and sparked the Oakland bench a bit now.
First and third, 2 down. Well, Scherzer, who walked Smith, had worked from the stretch since the first inning. Now he is. First and third with 2 down. Pennington the batter. There's strike 1. Right back at it with the fastball. First at bat for the A's with a runner in scoring position in the game.
Having popped up in third, Pennington is now 1 for 8 against Scherzer. But that one hit is a home run.
Pennington will take strike 2.
This is where Scherzer can really be aggressive, throw that fastball down and away. Pennington is most vulnerable here. He's 0-2, and all he's trying to do is survive this at bat. Stay hard.
That is off the outside edge. 96 on the fastball, trying to grab the corner.
Yeah. So many times pitchers will get 0-2 and then mess around, and before you know it, it's a full count.
Smith at third, Norris at first. 2 down in the Oakland 5th inning. Bluff to third, a look to first, doesn't throw to either venue. Center fielder Austin Jackson, step or 2 towards right center. Pennington fouls off another.
keeping everything away from Pennington. You don't want to give him anything inner half that he could pull, maybe hit it out of the ballpark, and he stayed away with that good fastball. Jared Parker would love another opportunity to start tomorrow's game. If there is a game 5.
Two and two.
If nothing else, they have taken a lot out of Max Scherzer in this inning, pitch count wise. He's had to work very hard.
And it's not just the number of pitches, it's the pitches with emotion. It's a 2-0 game. And obviously every pitch is crucial at this point.
Pennington strikes out Scherzer with a big K to get him. Ends up striking out the side, 8 in all. It's 2-0 Tigers.
Two 0 Tigers on top of the A's as we head to the 6th inning. A.J. Griffin back on the mound after about a 19-minute wait. And he's got to deal with the teeth of the Tigers' order. Miguel Cabrera, Prince Fielder, and Delman Young.
I think he's only going to deal with Cabrera.
This one fouled back to the screen.
The A's have Derek Blevins ready, and Prince Fielder's on deck, the left-handed batter who homered off A.J. Griffin. And it looks like Bob Melvin is going to give Griffin a chance to retire Cabrera and then go to the pen.
This is to shallow center. Griffin started back, now comes in and can't catch it. Neither can Drew. First move for Crisp was back, and that one falls in shallow center field, and Cabrera aboard at first base.
apparently reacting to perhaps the swing by Cabrera.
Yeah, and that has been the case throughout this series. Big swing. It's off the end of the bat. And Coco, watch his reaction here as he broke back, and that cost him again. You see the big bat in the middle of the order. Cabrera and Fielder, and Coco Chris gets caught going after the swing of the bat. The ball was hit off the end of the bat and drops in center. And that'll do it for A.J. Griffin.
2-0 Tigers on top. Pitching change from Oakland.
Number 28, Prince Fielder.
All right, Matt, thanks very much. Back here in Oakland as Prince Fielder with a swing and a miss for strike one. Against the new pitcher for the Athletics, Jerry Blevins coming in. Fielder with a home run back in the fourth inning off the departed starter, A.J. Griffin, who leaves after 5+ innings. Runner at first, Miguel Cabrera, here in the sixth inning with nobody out. And a ball outside to Fielder.
Blevins had a career year. He's 29 years old and pitched in 63 games. He was very effective. The opponents hit just .201 against him all season long, and he does a great job for Bob Melvin, stabilizing the middle innings.
On the ground up the middle, Stephen Drew's got it. He will touch second and fire to first for two. Nice play by Drew, sharply hit back up the middle, somehow getting through Blevins. Rain starting to fall here in Oakland, but there are 2 outs in the top of the sixth.
Well, Stephen Drew has very good hands. He's experienced, and watch how patient he is. He knows he's got time with Fielder running from home. He gets the ball, goes to second, and throws off balance with a lot on it to get Fielder. He never panicked. That ball was hit right through the legs of the pitcher off the mound, and he got the ball behind second in turn 2.
Second double play turned by the Athletics tonight. And Delman Young, the batter, shortly after that first pitch from Blevins. That closes the book on A.J. Griffin. 5+7 hits. He allows 2 runs. And walking a buddy, struck out a batter on the hook right now for the A's. Oakland into the bullpen in the 6th inning. Young hits it on the ground to Stephen Drew. Out are the Tigers in the top of the 6th. It's on to the bottom of the 6th. 2-0 Tigers in game 4.
Back at the Coliseum in Oakland as we head into the bottom of the 6th inning. 2-0 Tigers have the lead. Detroit has out-hit Oakland 7-2, and Max Scherzer has been outstanding in this game. He has 8 strikeouts through the first 5 innings at one stretch in which he retired 12 A's in a row. And he's back out there 75 pitches deep into his outing, ready for the bottom of the 6th inning. He'll deal with the top of the Oakland A's order. Coco Crisp, Stephen Drew, and Yoenis Cespedes. As you take a look at the line for Max Scherzer.
Well, Scherzer's been great. Just one walk, 8 strikeouts. He's held Oakland to 2 hits. A first inning single by Yoenis Cespedes, and then a flare off the bat of Derek Norris in the 5th. That's it.
Coco Crisp will lead it off. Shows bunt, grabs the attention of the third baseman Cabrera, but takes a strike. And he's lined out to first, popped out to first. Both times Prince Fielder handling him ably at first. Cabrera now in on the grass at third. Here's an 0-1. Crisp will slice it foul.
Scherzer, we talk about how he's able to sell his changeup on the left. That's a fastball. Look at the arm action, how identical the changeup arm action is the same. On the right, he strikes out Cliff Pennington. He threw them all fastballs until that 2-2 changeup. He gets a big strikeout to end the A's threat in the 5th.
Crisp with a late swing, fouls it off.
The one thing that has fueled the confidence of the A's all season long is their ability to hit home runs. Second half of the season, they hit more home runs than anybody in the big leagues. So Coco Crisp battling to get on base. See if they can't run into one and get right back in this game with one swing of the bat.
I mentioned 44 come from behind victories for the A's. Crisp takes a look at a ball up and away.
It's the same pattern he used against Cliff Pennington. Fastball for way and then finish him off with that changeup down and in.
Crisp will foul it off down the left field line, out of play.
He wanted the fastball in. Avila called for a fastball in. Scherzer left it out over the plate, but all Crisp could do was foul it off.
The 1-2.
And the changeup, and Crisp wouldn't chase.
Rain falling here in Oakland. Crowd on their feet again. Crisp will foul off another as Cabrera gives chase, but that's well back into the seats. Just have to keep in mind here in Oakland how much foul ground there is. Anything's possible for first baseman or third baseman. Long way to run. That is an average of 2.7 foul outs per game at O.Co Coliseum this season. Highest average of any major league venue by far. Foul down by the shoe tops. Will do it again.
Another good changeup by Scherzer, and got a piece of it to stay alive. To say why is foul territory important? Well, it makes it so much easier for pitchers. There's a look at that last changeup. And Chris got a piece of it.
Ninth pitch of the at-bat coming up for Coco Crisp to start the bottom of the 6th inning. Time called late. Scherzer backs off.
Chris never gave up his foothold in the batter's box until Eric Cooper acknowledged the timeout. You can see the Tiger bullpen starting to stir.
Crisp fouls it back to the screen. The battle continues. Looks like Dotel is going to be first up, but he's not going to be alone. Joins Octavio Dotel. 2-2 is hit hard and off the glove. A fielder in the foul ground. Coco Crisp will head for two. Fielder's throw will be late. The speed of Coco Crisp gets him to second base on a ball that fielder could have made the play on, but it glances off his glove and well down the right field line.
This is a very opportunistic Oakland A ball club, and Crisp hits it hard, but it's right at the first baseman. Just a step to his left, and you can see fielder didn't get the glove down in time. It goes off his glove and down the right field line. It'll be an error on fielder, and because Crisp can see the play right in front of him, he knows he can take second. Everything is right in front of Coco Crisp. You see the ball go off his glove, and he's thinking second all the way. That's the spark Oakland was looking for.
Lengthy at bat for Crisp. He's at second as ball one to Stephen Drew. Drew's been very good defensively tonight. Has not been heard from offensively. 0 for 2. Struck out in the first, lined out to right in the fourth. 2 for 13 in the series. Ball 2.
Great shot of Jim Leyland and the pitching coach Jeff Jones. You can see now he sent out Jones just to give Scherzer a chance to regroup and to give his relievers a few more pitches down in the bullpen. So he decided to make a pitching change. But right now, Scherzer's been so good all night long. This is just an opportunity to give Max a chance to regroup and sort out his thoughts on how he wants to attack Stephen Drew. This is enough time for both Coke and Dotel to be ready if they want to make a change after this batter.
We'll see how costly the error for Prince Fielder is here to begin things in the 6th inning.
Remember, only the Cleveland Indians allowed more unearned runs than the Detroit Tigers. 74 unearned runs allowed this year by the Tigers.
Two-0 pitch to Stephen Drew. That's a strike, and it's 2-1. Center fielder Austin Jackson, step or two towards right center. Linus Cespedes waits on deck. Spiraling off the backside, Scherzer. As Crisp back to the bag at second. Strike 2, and it's even at 2-2. Stephen Drew didn't think so as he looks back and confers with Eric Cooper.
He didn't like the first strike call, and this one's even further outside. So he's going to have a chat with Eric Cooper. And now he's got to expand his zone. He can afford to take. He can't take another close pitch. He's got to try to move Coco Crisp at least from second to third.
This one will get away, and Crisp will head for third base. Avila back to the backstop to get it. His rounding third base was Crisp. And now he's 90 feet away with nobody out. Wild pitch charged to Scherzer.
This is that changeup down in the dirt, and Sneaks underneath the glove of Alex Avila. You can see the grip on the baseball indicates the changeup. And Avila just doesn't get over in time to block that. That's a big 90 feet for Oakland.
So an error and a wild pitch as a runner at third base for the A's. Drew will line one towards right center field. It will get down and head back to the track of the wall. Chris will score the first A's run. Stephen Drew is headed for third, and the throw, he will be very out at third base.
Boy, that's a big mistake by Stephen Drew. Nobody out in the inning. He was going to be at second, no problem, but he tried to get to third, and that's a big mistake. He drives in the run and hits a heck of a pitch down, maybe out of the strike zone low. But the outfielder, Austin Jackson, plays it perfectly, makes a strong throw to the cutoff man. And you can see Infante throws a strike to third, and Drew is out by a mile. That's a bad gamble by Stephen Drew.
So the first out of the inning comes at third base, as Jim Leyland makes his way out to the mound. Max Scherzer, fantastic through the first five, and just waiting for the runner to arrive. Drew finally does.
Well, and you can see Cabrera put his knee down in front of the bag, and Drew wasn't going to get there at all. But, boy, that's a big mistake by Stephen Drew.
Scherzer leaves. The A's are on the board. It is 2-1 Detroit. Decision for Stephen Drew and the Oakland A's.
It sure is, and there are no outs. Drew drives in the first Oakland run, makes it a one-run game, but he had second for sure. You can see where he makes the turn. He's only a couple of strides around second when Infante makes the throw to third. Cabrera making sure that Drew's not going to get to the bag at all. But that's a big base running mistake with your three-hitter coming up to the plate.
So now bases are empty with one out, and Yoenis Cespedes, he is at the plate. A single in the first, fly to right in the fourth as Octavio Dotel comes in.
Dotel pitched in the game last night.
There's a ball outside. In fairness to Drew, he is waving him around. Mike Gallego is at third base, his third base coach. Not sure why.
No, it's not a good play. And Drew, too, he could see that relay coming in. And he made the tour, and then he looks up and sees Gallego waving him, and He went ahead, but boy, that's a big base running mistake. Your 3-hitter is coming to the plate. There are no outs, and you make the first out of the inning at third base in a 1-run game.
Scherzer done after 5 1/3 innings. He only gave up 3 hits and a run. Cespedes with a very big swing.
Dotel came into the game last night in the 7th inning and got Seth Smith to pop up and struck out Eric Norris. It's 2/3 of an inning.
I mentioned last night his 13th team and his 14th year in the big leagues. 5th trip to the postseason, 5th different team he's been in the postseason with. Swing and a miss. 93-mile-an-hour fastball by Cespedes, and it's 2-2. Scherzer mesmerized by what he sees here in the 6th inning. Cespedes fouls it back and out of play.
Well, Max Scherzer, after going just 4 innings in his regular season finale, stepped up big time for Jim Leland and the Tigers tonight. He's been doing it all season long. 5 1/3, 3 hits. He struck out 8. And he has certainly put his team in position to wrap this series up.
At one stretch, he had retired 12 Oakland A's in a row. Cespedes strikes out. Changed his mind in the middle, but he goes around. 2 down in the inning.
He recognized it was too high, much too late, but you can see Dotel misses badly. They were trying to go down and away, and Cespedes tried to check, but you can see halfway through it was much too late.
Max Scherzer likes it. 2 down in the inning. Brandon Moss, the batter, he is 0 for 2. He is struck out swinging, popped out to short as he deals now with Octavio Dotel. Ball 1.
Moss provided a lot of power in a short period of time. He had 21 home runs in just 84 games during the regular season.
Ahead 2-0.
And right now he's keyhole. He's looking for something he can knock out of the ballpark.
1 for 12 in the American League Division Series for Brandon Moss. He's had a chance to return to the big leagues here with the Oakland A's this season and has made good. Ball 3. That didn't miss by very much.
Well, you can bet Bob Melvin will turn him loose 3-0. This team lives by the home run, and this guy can hit him.
Moss will take a strike, and it's 3-1. Last home run of the season from Moss was a walk-off home run September 29th against Seattle, one of the 21 that he had during the regular season. Moss lays off and takes a 2-out walk. Only the second walk given up by Tigers pitching in the game. First for Dotel. And Jim Leland coming back out again.
Well, Leland's got the left-hander Phil Koch with Reddick at the plate. Dotel lets Moss get off the hook and walks him, and that'll be it for Octavio Dotel.
2-1 Tigers. Pitching change from Oakland.
not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent.
Back at O.co Coliseum, and Phil Cope into the game now for the Tigers. Mentioned it last night when Cope came in. He had big problems against Oakland this season. About 8 hits, 6 runs in 3 innings. And he comes in to face Josh Reddick, 3rd appearance of the division series for Phil Cope.
Pitched in last night's game, came in to start the 8th inning. He got Cliff Pennington to pop up, got Chris to fly out, then walked Stephen Drew and turned things over to Rich Porcello. You see the numbers for Josh Reddick. He's 2 for 4 against Coke. He's 0 for 2 tonight with pair of strikeouts.
Brandon Moss at first base. 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Reddick is 0 for 2 in the game, striking out twice, but both times, of course, against the starter for Jim Leland and Max Scherzer, who had 8 strikeouts in 5 1/3. All he can do is look on now. Reddick hits one in the air to deep right center field. Austin Jackson will have room as he backpedals to the track to make the catch. That ends the inning, but the A's get on the board. It's 2-1 Detroit at the end of 6. The Goodyear superior performance is the A's bullpen last night. Game 3 of the series. Here's what they did. They're very impressive. Grant Belfour finished it off for the A's last night. Ryan Cook, Sean Doolittle, and Grant Belfour combining 3 innings, 2 hits, and 5 strikeouts.
Cook gave up a single to Johnny Peralta in his inning of work. Doolittle threw 12 fastballs and struck out the side in the 8th, and then Belfour had a strikeout and a double play to erase a Cabrera single. They slammed the door shut on the Tigers last night.
Jerry Blevins, who was in the 6th inning, had almost a 30-minute wait, 28 minutes, as he returns to the hill to face Andy Dirks, the left-hander, to begin things here in the 7th. Took Blevins 5 pitches to get out of the 6th inning. Came in with nobody out and a runner at first. A double play and then a ground out. Dirks will chop one out to second. Pennington off balance and in time to get Dirks for the first out of the 7th inning.
Tricky little hop for Cliff Pennington as he played it off to the side of his body. That ball looked like it was hit off the end of the bat and probably had some spin on it as he came in from his position deep at second. And it took a funny hop. Watch how he makes an adjustment just before he gloves it, and you can see he gets off to the side but gets the ball in front of him. Makes a good play.
One down in the 7th inning for Johnny Peralta. Peralta 0 for 2 in the game. The shortstop for the Tigers. Slide out to right, and last time up bounced into a 4-6-3 twin killing. On the ground down the line at third, it's a fair ball. Donaldson from one knee. The throw is in time. What a play! Josh Donaldson from foul ground throws out Johnny Peralta at first base.
Josh Donaldson's background as a catcher served him very well on this play. First of all, he's hugging the line to guard against a double. You can see his position near the line. This ball goes over the bag. He backhands and then throws from his knee, much like he would had he been behind the plate as a catcher. He started 3 games behind the plate this year, but he has really tightened up defensively at third base and makes a fine play in support of Jerry Blevins.
Jerry Blevins loves it. 2 down here in the 7th. 71 total games at third base in 2012 for Donaldson. Peralta can't believe it. He's out number 2 of the 7th. Alex Avila at the plate, 1 for 2 in the game. Avila right side. Moss will need help, and over his Blevins for the out. So 1-2-3, 3 ground ball out, 7th inning. It's 2-1 Detroit. Let's check out our Geico game summary. It's been a good game tonight in Game 4 of the ALDS. Max Scherzer starting for the Tigers, 5 1/3 with 8 strikeouts. Prince Fielder with a solo home run in the 4th inning, 2 for 15 in the series, but put the Tigers on top 2-0. Back come the A's. They get a run, an unearned run, after an error by Prince Fielder at first base. Chris would score, and 44 come from behind wins during the regular season, second only to the Yankees in the American League. Are the Oakland A's as they come to bat in the bottom of the 7th inning. And it is Albuquerque who had right elbow surgery to repair a stress fracture in December of last year. Cost him most of the 2012 season, so just 8 games. Was able to get the win in Game 2 of the American League Division Series in Detroit before the Tigers made their way west here to Oakland.
Albuquerque faced just one batter in that game and picked up the W. He was able to get Cespedes to end the top half of the 9th, and the Tigers won it in the bottom half.
Josh Donaldson with a terrific play at third base last inning. Leads it off and takes pitch inside. Jumps ahead 2-0. Albuquerque, the 4th arm used tonight by Jim Leland. Scherzer, Dotel, and Cope, the previous 3 pitchers tonight for the Tigers. Did he go? No, he did not. This is Wally Bell. 3-0.
Came with a 2-0 breaking ball, and you can see Donaldson clearly checked in plenty of time. Joaquin Benoit is loosening up for the Tigers.
3-0 takes all the way and takes strike 1. Donaldson now, Seth Smith next, and Derek Norris expected. Right now it is 6, 7, and 8 in the A's order to bat here in the 7th inning. Donaldson fouls it off, full count.
Albuquerque, of course, sparked that mini controversy in Game 2 after he got the comebacker off the bat of Yoenis Cespedes. It was an emotional point in the ball game, and after he caught the ball, he kissed the baseball before he tossed it to first. That got under the skin of some of the Athletics.
Lined and caught at second base. Omar Infante goes up to get it for the first out of the 7th inning. And Buck back in Game 2, as you mentioned, just right back down. Hits to the baseball before the flip to first for the out. And it did annoy the Oakland A's.
It was 4-4 at the time, top of the 9th inning, and he came in with 2 outs and got Cespedes out. Obviously, it's a little unusual, but it was just the emotional point of the ball game and got overwhelmed by it.
Seth Smith, did he go? They'll check at third. No. This is Jim Reynolds. Smith struck out in the 2nd. He walked in the 5th. Smith homered here last night. As he takes a strike, it evens at 1-1. A solo shot in last night's game gave the A's a 2-0 advantage. As part of their victory in Game 3. Trail tonight 2-1 as they bat in the 7th inning in Game 4. Ball 2.
Tigers are very aware that Seth Smith's looking fastball. You can see all the breaking balls that Albuquerque has thrown in. He really can handle a fastball inner half of the plate. They're going to throw this one away, but Albuquerque wants another slider.
This one fouled off, and it's 2-2. Now Albuquerque has never allowed a regular season homer in the majors in 49 games, but he did allow one in the playoffs last season. Robinson Cano took him deep for a grand slam. 0-2 to Seth Smith with 1 out in the 7th. Strike 3 call. 2 down in the 7th inning.
Albuquerque just wouldn't give in to Seth Smith and throw him a fastball. He gets him with the high slider, and you can see top of the zone. And Smith caught looking at strike 3.
So 2 down here in the 7th inning. That is the 10th strikeout tonight for Tigers pitching. Their starter, Max Scherzer, had 8. Last night it was the Oakland A's pitchers striking out a lot of Tigers batters. 11 in the contest. 2 down in the 7th for Derek Norris. Ball 1. Norris has one of only 3 hits tonight for the A's. After striking out in the 3rd, he singled to right in the 5th.
Right at the top of the strike zone. Opens a count at 1-1. Norris had a little flare down the right field line his last time up. A breaking ball hit off the end of the bat.
Norris will pop this up foul and out of play as Avila gives it a look. 1-2. Big play in this game. Stephen Drew gunned down at third base. Nobody out in the 6th inning after he had doubled to drive in the first run for the A's. One, 2 to Derek Norris. 2-2. Norris chops one to third. Cabrera comes down with it. His throw is in time. And the 7th inning is over. We played 7 from Oakland. The Tigers have a 2-1 lead. Welcome back to Oakland, where the Tigers have a 2-1 lead. We play on to the 8th. I want to remind you to get your team's news first. Get the Team Stream app from Bleacher Report and never miss another big moment with your team. Download Team Stream on the App Store or Google Play. And the third pitcher of the night for the Oakland A's into the game is Sean Doolittle. Deals with Omar Infante, number 9 man for the Tigers, and there's strike one. Doolittle threw 24 pitches in game 2, 12 last night, and here he is in game 4 of the ALDS.
44 appearances during the regular season and 60 strikeouts.
Infante up the middle as Drew can't get it. It's into center. And a base hit to begin things here in the 8th inning for the Tigers. Omar Infante is aboard.
Infante had a base hit against Doolittle in game 2. Doolittle came into the 7th inning, and Infante got a 2-out base hit to bring Cabrera to the plate, and then Cabrera hit a ball in the center that Coco Crisp dropped for 2 runs. So Infante again getting a big hit off Sean Doolittle to start the inning.
Now Austin Jackson, the top of the order for the Tigers. 1 for 3 night. An RBI single as they throw the first, and back to the bag is Infante.
That throw the first was designed to see if Jackson would tip his hand as to whether or not he's going to bunt here. Donaldson has to come in to guard against the bunt.
Jackson squares and fouls it off. Gene Lamont, third base coach for the Tigers. He lays the signs now to Austin Jackson.
Jackson had 2 sacrifice bunts during the regular season, but obviously you try to move that leadoff base runner to second.
Sale Garcia on deck. He's come out to pinch hit as Jackson gets the bunt down. Brandon Moss to first base. The sacrifice complete. Infante in the scoring position. And we will see Garcia come up to pinch hit for Quentin Berry now with 1 out.
Perfect bunt by Austin Jackson as Moss comes down from first, and all they can do is go to first to retire Jackson. He executes the sacrifice bunt perfectly. It's the second sac bunt the Tigers have used tonight.
So Quentin Berry pinch hit for here. Had been 0 for 3 in the game as Garcia 0 for 6 and 0 for 3 in his career against Doolittle. And Garcia chops it foul.
Well, you know you're going to get a fastball from Sean Doolittle, so Garcia goes after that first pitch. Doolittle's quite a story. Billy Beane was asked about the most improbable aspect of this team this year. He said it was Doolittle's transformation from a position player to an important part of the bullpen. He didn't start pitching until August 29th last year. And here he is in the playoffs pitching in the 8th inning.
First round pick of the A's in 2007. Played the outfield and first base. Prior to making that conversion that you spoke of. Fouled off to the right, and it's 0-2. Ground toward right side into right field, a base hit. Omar Infante being waved around. The throw from Reddick is not going to be in time, and the Tigers have a 3-1 lead. So the sacrifice bunt to get Infante into scoring position, and Garcia with a pinch hit RBI single, and the Tigers take a 3-1 lead.
Garcia had a pinch hit during the regular season, and he gets a big pinch hit here. That fastball just stayed out over the plate. He didn't try to do too much with it and just shoots it into right field. Reddick's got a terrific arm, but Infante running from second got a great break on the base hit and scores ahead of the strong throw.
Now Miguel Cabrera taking a pitch in the dirt. Norris knocked it down. Cabrera 1 for 3 in the game. Slide to left, grounded to second, and singled. Conference at the mound here with Doolittle and Norris. Tigers getting their 2-run lead back. Led 2-0, now 3-1. Lead in this game as they bat in the 8th with 1 out. Cabrera fouls it off.
Dave Dombrowski, the GM of the Detroit Tigers.
Popped up. Left side of the infield. Donaldson to the infield grass. For the second out. Little stagger step in the end, but he handles out number 2. Cabrera retired, and Prince Fielder coming up.
28, Prince Fielder.
Prince Fielder back in the 4th inning. 30 home runs during the regular season. He unloads on this from A.J. Griffin at the time, but the Tigers on top 2-0 with that blast.
His first RBI of this series.
Take strike 1 from Sean Doolittle.
Doolittle doesn't throw many breaking balls, but he uses one to get ahead of Fielder.
Makes it foul off to the left out of play. Doolittle ahead of Fielder 0-2. 2 down in the top of the 8th. One and 2. The A's in the bottom of the 8th inning will be expecting 9-1-2. Joaquin Benoit has been warming in the pen for the Tigers. Fielder grounds one by the dive of Moss and Pennington into right field. Garcia heads for third. Throw goes in that direction. It is late. And a little overzealous of a slide at third base. Pulled Garcia off the bag initially, but he's able to get back. Fielder's got his second hit of the night. It's 1st and 3rd with 2 down.
He hangs in there and gets the breaking ball from Doolittle. You can see it's up in the zone. He's able to hook it into right field past Moss at first. Garcia runs well, and with 2 outs, when he sees that ball get all the way to Josh Reddick, he goes first to third. Josh Donaldson does a great job of taking this short hop. This ball could skip by the third baseman and result in another run. Garcia can really run, and Donaldson came in front of the bag to block that short hop. Doolittle knew he left that breaking ball up to Fielder, and Prince was able to pull it through the right side.
1st and 3rd, 2 down, and here comes Bob Melvin. He's had Ryan Cook in the pen. Tom Young, the expected batter here for the Tigers, and Melvin will make the change. So it is 3-1. The Tigers have added a run here in the 8th. The pitching change from Oakland. Nationals with St. Louis, currently leading 2-1 in that series. Game 4. The Yankees' dramatic win tonight. They get ready for Game 4 tomorrow. The Yankees now leading their series 2-1, and if the A's can come from behind tonight, Game 5 will be right here in Oakland tomorrow night if necessary. But right now, the Tigers in Game 4 of the series enjoy a 3-1 lead and threatening for more as the Oakland A's move on to their 4th pitcher of the night, Ryan Cook, into the game.
Cook pitched in the 7th inning in last night's game, and he had a great defensive play in support behind him. Jonas Cespedes took an extra base hit away from Prince Fielder. That was the first out of the inning. Then he struck out Young, who's in the batter's box now.
1st and 3rd, 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. Delman Young with a swing and a miss for strike 1. Ryan Cook, the A's lone All-Star representative in 2012. On the ground right side. Cliff Pennington on to first for the out that ends the inning. But the Tigers get a run. Detroit has a 3-1 lead. It's getting late in Oakland. Three to 1, Tigers have the lead over the A's. If you thought you knew what Cougar Town was about, then your thinking is all wrong thinking. It's about friends and wine, just not in that order. Brand new season of Cougar Town begins on a brand new network this January on TBS. The last half of inning number 8, and Joaquin Benoit into the game here for the Tigers. Garcia stays in the game in right field. Andy Dirks moves from right to left. With Pennington to lead it off as he takes ball 1 from Benoit.
Benoit appeared in games 1 and 2 in this series, and he's had a rough stretch, including those 2 ball games going back over his last 5 appearances. He's been hit hard. 73 games on the season. Opponents hit .228 against him. But over his last 5 starts, he's pitched a total of 4 1/3 giving up 8 hits, 7 earned runs, and 3 home runs.
Signed a 3-year deal prior to last season. He was really signed after a terrific year in Tampa Bay, where he had an ERA of 1.34 in 63 games with the Rays. Pennington takes the strike.
Grant Balfour was part of that bullpen in Tampa Bay with Benoit, as was Rafael Soriano, and they all ended up with good free agent contracts after that great year with the Rays.
Prior to the Rays, Benoit had spent his entire career with the Texas Rangers. Parts of 8 seasons in Texas. Pennington on the ground to first base. Fielder's got it this time. He'll take it to the bag for out number 1. So after a miscue earlier, handles this one with ease, and Pennington is out number 1 in the bottom of the 8th.
Jim Leyland is very loyal to his players. Benoit pitched very well in the first half, and there's a lot of pressure on Leyland to make a switch and put Dotel in the 8th inning. He said, hey, he's my 8th inning guy. And he's going to stand by Joaquin Benoit, even though he's had a tough stretch lately.
Coco Crisp 0 for 3 in the game, but did reach in the 6th inning on an error. Got 3rd on a wild pitch and scored on a double by Stephen Drew. Unearned run charged to Max Scherzer as Crisp takes strike 1. But tonight it has been the bullpen of the Detroit Tigers that has been outstanding. Dotel, Pope, Albuquerque, none of them have allowed a hit since coming into this game. Last night it was the pen of the A's. Strike 2.
Another good fastball catches the outside corner. Jose Valverde, he's the closer. And you can see he's starting to psych himself up for the 9th inning.
One of the more animated closers in the game. Crisp, a defensive swing, fouls it off. 94 on the fastball from Benoit. Benoit setting a new career high with 73 appearances during the regular season. Oh, 2 pitch again. Crisp will lift the fly ball to center field. Austin Jackson is there. 2 down in the 8th. Well, for Tigers pitching, that is now 6 in a row retired.
And that extra run really proved to be a big cushion for them. They scored a run off Sean Doolittle in the 8th. The pinch hit RBI single by Avisail Garcia doing the trick. This is back in the 6th inning as Stephen Drew hit an RBI double and then gets thrown out by a mile at 3rd. That was the first out of the inning, and it came with Yoenis Cespedes, the scheduled batter. And at that point, it was a 2-1 game. As you can see right there, Drew sees Jackson pick up the ball, and Infante made a strong relay to 3rd, and Cabrera put down his left leg to block Drew off 3rd.
Outside, 1-1 now to Drew. That could be the play of the game, and not the kind of play the Oakland A's want to think about.
Well, and Drew saw Jackson pick up the baseball as he was headed towards 2nd, and last thing you want to do is make that first out at 3rd base.
Swing and a miss, 1-2. For 2 in his career against Joaquin Benoit. Line to center field. Jackson coming in. That'll fall for a base hit.
Second into the ninth for Drew. He's aboard with 2 down.
Now the A's have been the comeback kids. We mentioned 44 come from behind wins during the regular season.
Cespedes coming up. 23 home runs during the regular season. 2 for 3 in his career against Benoit.
And we mentioned the home runs have really been a problem for Benoit. He's given up 3 home runs in his previous 5 appearances. A span of just 4 1/3.
Outside, ball 1. Able to record the first 2 outs. Pennington on a ground out. Crisp on a fly out, but Drew aboard with a base hit to center. Tying run at the plate, and Yoenis Cespedes. Cespedes with a big cut. The count evens at 1-1.
Now, the biggest thing you want to do right here if you're Cespedes is get a strike. He chased a borderline pitch right on the outside part of the plate, off the plate away.
5 home runs from the 8th inning on during the regular season for Cespedes. 2 in the 8th inning during the regular season. Ball 2.
That split stayed up in the zone, and a chance for Cespedes to really jump on it, but it's just a tad high.
So the hitter's friendly count here for Cespedes with 2 outs. And Drew at first. Cespedes will take the walk and head down to first base. A 2-out walk for Cespedes. Tying runs on base, and Jeff Jones, the pitching coach for Detroit, is headed out. Brandon Moss, another guy who's fully capable of taking you out of the yard, will be the next batter.
Now you can see the A's are all gathered down at the end of the dugout. Jeff Jones, the pitching coach, out to talk to his pitcher. Valverde has been throwing for a while. He is close to being ready. But now with the visit to the mound, Benoit is going to face Brandon Moss. And Moss is a dangerous hitter. We mentioned his 21 home runs during the regular season. He came in just 84 games. Moss Landing is somewhere that has received a few of his long drives to right.
Tonight a strikeout, a pop out, and a walk. 2 on, 2 down. A's making some noise in the bottom of the 8th. Moss with a healthy cut at the first pitch, fouls back a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. Keep in mind, Buck, Jose Valverde did not have an outing longer than an inning all season. The season high for pitches thrown was 33.
But this is a different time of the year.
Yeah, it sure is.
This is October.
Yeah, Valverde's ready if Jim Leland decides to use him in the 8th.
Moss with another big cut fastball, and he's down 0-2.
With all the home runs, the strikeouts also come with that. They take big cuts and they're thinking about damage as opposed to just getting on base. And right now, damage is more important if Moss can connect.
Outfield very deep. Both closers warming. Balfour's up for the A's, and he saw Valverde for the Tigers. Through at second, Cespedes at first, 2 down. Moss fouls it off to the left, back it out of play. And while reaching back, a little extra, 95 that time.
Benoit can rush that fastball up there, 96 at times. He's got a great changeup, slider, and a sinker. He's thrown 20 pitches this inning, but he did not pitch in last night's game.
Strikes out, and Benoit gets out of the jam. The A's threaten but do not score. We're going to the 9th with the Tigers on top, 3-1. Welcome back to O.co Coliseum in Oakland. It's game 4 of the American League Division Series as we get ready for the 9th inning. And Joaquin Benoit getting out of a jam.
As we start this ninth inning, Andy Dirks takes a pitch outside, ball one.
Benoit throws a changeup to Brandon Moss and gets the strikeout with 2 on. And once again, he rewards his manager for the confidence that he has shown in him. And Jim Leyland has stuck with Benoit, and you can see Leyland just over there to say, "Attaboy, I knew you had him all the way." Big strikeout for Benoit to close out the 8th.
Dirks with a swing and a miss. Ryan Cook back on the mound here for the Oakland A's. Cook getting the final out of the 8th. He starts the 9th. Dirks, Peralta, and Avila expected in the 9th inning for Detroit. Trying to add on to their 2-run lead. Dirks will line one that's caught by Stephen Drew for the first out of the 9th inning. Jose Valverde getting ready in the pen. He's very ready. Warmed up a lot in the 8th and back up here in the 9th.
Number 27, Johnny Peralta.
One down in the 9th for Johnny Peralta. 0 for 3 in the game. Peralta's flied out to right, grounded into a double play, and last time up, grounded out to third. Two for 2 in his career against Ryan Cook. Slap foul.
Both of these clubs have played terrific baseball throughout this entire series, and those starters in all 4 games have done their job. They've held down the opponents. They've kept the game within reach for their respective ball clubs. We've seen some great defensive plays.
Both bullpens have been very good. This is going to be in there for a strike, really with the exception of the Oakland A's pen in game 2, in which they relinquished the lead in the last 3 innings of the game 3 different times. On the ground, couple of hops out to Drew. It's short. 2 down. Avila coming up. 1 for 3 night. Strike 1. The double back in the 3rd inning. The field set up straight away on Avila here in the 9th inning with 2 outs.
Tigers were held to no runs on 4 hits in the game last night, and Jim Leyland kept talking about we need the offense to wake up a little bit. 3 runs but up 10 hits, and Prince Fielder with a big home run got things going offensively. But both of these teams have good pitching staffs, but Fielder's first RBI of the series.
Scherzer started the game, went 5 in the 3rd, 8 strikeouts, 1 run. It was unearned. Two and 2 to Alex Avila. Sliced foul again.
Well, Leyland made a good decision to pitch Sanchez in game 3 to give Scherzer an extra day. He'd sprained his ankle in the celebration when they wrapped up the division title. He'd come out of the game early in a ball game against Oakland back in September. with the shoulder problem, so he had an extra day of rest.
Swing and a miss. Sevilla strikes out. The Tigers are 3 outs away from heading to the ALCS. Reddick, Donaldson, and Smith will be coming up for the A's. 3-1 Tigers. Three to 1, Tigers have the lead over the A's. We head to the bottom of the 9th inning. The A's fans hoping for rally one they've seen many times before this season. A's 6-58 in the regular season with trailing after 8. But it's Jose Valverde into the game, the closer for the Tigers. Got the save in game 1 of the American League Division Series. 35 out of 40 in the regular season as Josh Reddick leads it off. And it takes strike 1.
Brett Anderson with a great effort in last night's game. 6 innings, 6 strikeouts. Just 2 hits to keep the hopes alive. And now they're going to have a big comeback against one of the best closers in the game.
Reddick 0 for 3 in the game, has struck out twice, flying to the warning track in center field in the 6th inning. Valverde in 71 games during the regular season. Reddick sends one foul down the left field line, and it's 1-2. Dave Dombrowski certainly had high hopes to begin the year for the Tigers. Most thought they would win the American League Central. It took a lot to get it done late in the season to surpass the work of the Chicago White Sox to get to the postseason. Started well, finished well, and are 3 outs away from moving on to the ALCS.
Reddick grounds one right side by the dive. Infante into right. And a good beginning for the Athletics in the bottom of the ninth.
Well, they certainly have energized the crowd. They have seen this before. This team has come back all year long. You can see he threw everything up and then down and out over the plate. Reddick's able to get it by Infante and into right field. Exactly the start that Oakland needed against Valverde to get this crowd back into the ballgame.
Josh Donaldson steps to the plate. 0 for 3 in the game tonight, 0 for 2 against Valverde in his career. Donaldson drives it out towards left center field, back towards the wall, and it is off the wall. Reddick will be stopped at third to second with a double as Donaldson, and it's second and third with nobody out for the A's.
Donaldson hit a game-tying home run in the ninth against Seattle. Tom Wilhelmsen. And he comes up with a huge hit in the ninth. Just missing a 2-run home run off the top of the wall in left center.
Designated hitter, number 50.
A's are fired up. So are their fans. Nobody out in the ninth. Seth Smith, the batter. Ball one away.
Remember, Smith is constantly looking fastball. He hit a home run last night against Sanchez. Just 0 for 2 against Valverde.
Smith with a swing and a miss gets a fastball but can't get it. And it's 1-1. That one moving up and away. The A's scored 69 runs in the ninth inning in the regular season. Trying for some postseason magic here in the ninth. Smith lines it towards right center field. It'll get down for a hit. Reddick will score. Donaldson behind him. Throw goes to second and safe there. This game is tied. Save for Valverde, and Jeff Jones heads to the mound.
Smith got his fastball and he didn't miss it. It was away, and he's able to drive it into center field. He ties the game up, but more importantly, he gets into scoring position with good hustle. He always had second base on his mind. Once he saw the base hit, he got out of the box in great shape. And now the winning run is in scoring position.
Seth Smith with 7 ninth-inning RBIs in the regular season. Drives in a pair here to tie the game.
This is what the A's were so good at during the regular season. Walk-offs with regularity. And you see Reddick trying to wave in Donaldson. Donaldson scores. It's a tie game. Kataris is a pinch hitter here for Derek Norris. Kataris will pop it up on the first pitch. Cabrera foul ground. That is the first out of the ninth.
Going after that first pitch with Smith at second. Valverde finally gets an out. Boy, the emotions have turned around 180 degrees with one swing of the bat by Seth Smith.
Cliff Pennington 0 for 3 from number 9 spot in the order. Reddick got it started with a single. Josh Donaldson the double. And then the 2-run double by Smith. Now Pennington down the line at first and foul. 14 walk-off wins this season to lead the majors for the A's. Can they do it again this time in the postseason? And a player for the dramatic during the regular season.
Everybody contributing. Norris and Brandon Inge with a walk-off grand slam. 14 walk-off wins this season led Major League Baseball.
Ball and a strike now to Pennington.
Valverde had gotten away from throwing many splitters. He's been fastball, slider, and the split has been good for him, but he didn't use it an awful lot this season.
Bullpen had given up just one hit coming into this inning. Valverde has given up 3 in a hurry. Pennington will hit one in the air down the right field line, foul ground. Fielder going as far as he can, but won't have a play. In fact, 3 Tigers gave chase, Infante and Garcia. And the trio chasing that one right up to the railing.
Yeah, you never give up on pop-ups and foul ground here. There's so much room, and if you can get it out, you can see how much territory. And Infante, Garcia, and Fielder all converge down in that Tiger bullpen.
Potential winning run at second base and Seth Smith. Pennington will strike out for the second out of the ninth inning. It was a nasty pitch from Jose Valverde.
That looked like a splitter. Watch it move down and away, and boy, he throws it at the right time. Pennington thought it might have been off the plate away, but Eric Cooper, as Valverde drops that split finger pitch right on the outside corner.
The last Oakland postseason walk-off win, Ramon Hernandez with an RBI single in the 12th off Derek Lowe in the ALDS Game 1 in 2003 against the Red Sox.
Coco Crisp hit .367 during the regular season with runners in scoring position. That was third in the American League.
Crisp will send it into right field, a base hit. Seth Smith's coming around, and the Oakland A's will live another day. Game 5 is tomorrow. Well, Stephen Drew is certainly glad to see that.
What a ball game. Coco Crisp delivers again. He has gotten big hits all year long for Oakland, but none bigger than that one with 2 outs. Valverde went with another split, and Coco Crisp hooks it into right. Garcia couldn't field it cleanly, and the winning run scores from second. What a comeback. Seth Smith drove in the 2 tying runs and scores the winning run with 2 outs in the ninth. #15th walk-off win of the season.
Base hit, RBI, no error on the play. As you did see the bobble, but it didn't matter for Garcia out there in right field. Well, if you're the Detroit Tigers right now, you got to be shocked by the way this thing has gone down tonight.
Absolutely shocked. You get your closer in the game with a 2-run lead. He gives up 3 hits to start the inning, and then you see Oakland celebrate with a walk-off win.
We send it down to Jamie Maggio, who's with Coco Crisp.
All right, thank you. Coco, 14 walk-offs to lead the majors in the regular season. How do you guys keep doing this?
Well, just not giving up. Playing to that final out, and man, the guys in front of us did a fantastic.
I appreciate Josh Reddick just gave me the warning. Sorry about that yet.
It's just, you know.
Continue here?
Oh yeah. We've been doing this all year, you know. We get those buckets on us, get the pie in the face. It's an awesome feeling. I'm glad the opportunity was there for me to be able to do it. Reddick did a great job. Smitty, JD, I mean, the guys, without them, obviously I wouldn't be in this situation right now. It was awesome.
Coco, you guys force a game 5. You've now won 2 in a row, both games at home. Do you feel that this team is on a roll right now?
You know, we're just trying to give it our best every night. And, you know, obviously they're a great team over there. They have some great hitters, and their pitchers they've been fantastic. But, you know, we don't give up. And I know that's a credit to the guys in the front office, the coaching staff, just installing the right mentality in us.
Coco, you robbed the home run last night, a leaping catch, spectacular defensive play tonight. It's the walk-off hit. What's the encore, Coco?
Oh, man, I don't know. Just come out and give it 100%. You know, that's all we can do, and that's all we're going to continue to do. Hopefully it ends up in our favor again.
Congratulations. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
Unbelievable. Game 5 is tomorrow night. And Coco Crisp with a walk-off base hit. Tonight's Chevy player of the game is Coco Crisp. And they love it in Oakland.
Yeah, and they have really done this all season long, and everybody got involved. And Coco Crisp delivers with 2 outs in the ninth. He comes through as he has done all season long. We'd mentioned during the regular season he had 367 with runners in scoring position. Not hardly regarded as a run producer, but when the game's on the line, Coco Crisp comes through. The entire lineup. Reddick got it started. Donaldson hit the double. Smith tied the game. And then with 2 outs, Coco Crisp delivered the 15th walk-off, and the season is still alive for Oakland.
They're getting used to this act, too.
This is part of what they do, and they're not going to change even though they're in the postseason. There's a lot of confidence. They have a lot of fun, and they can believe they can win no matter what the score is or the situation.
They weren't just done with the pie in the face. Here's some Gatorade for you.
I tell you what, game 5 is going to be special. The Tigers went from thinking about Justin Verlander opening up the next series. Now he's got to pitch Game 5 to keep their hopes alive.
How much fun has this series been? And we got a game to go. As tonight, the Oakland A's walk off with a 4-3 victory, much to the delight of their crowd here tonight at O.co Coliseum. Final score again. The A's beat the Tigers 4-3. For Buck Martinez, Jamie Maggio, and the rest of the crew, I'm Don Orsillo saying goodnight from Oakland. Stay tuned for Inside MLB, presented by Captain Morgan. Remember to drink responsibly. After a quick break, we'll send you to Matt Weiner in Atlanta. TBS is your home for the Major League Baseball Division Series and the exclusive home of the American League Championship Series. Heading into the night.